Absolutely zero spoilers because all we want is for people to be convinced and persuaded to go see this movie.
For real, man. It
So
is.
there is zero reason to give any part of it away. We're not going to do that because it needs to be just to be seen. This is not right. This is going down according to this random Google search result. This
Google.
is this is going down. It's likely to go down as the lowest grossing studio release of 2025. The sad part is I do get it, but I don't get it after viewing it. I get it before because of how we felt.
The part I cared about was us seeing this as a mystery movie and us being like, out of all the five movies it can be, we want it to be this one, this one, this one, this one. The only one we did not want it to be was Better Man. And how we literally are like, ah.
I remember turning, I was just like, dude, are you kidding me? And then it starts. And then it really starts. It takes all of what, 36 seconds to get into this movie and to know immediately, like, oh,
You're
wait.
gonna love this.
I immediately, my brain is like, oh, wait.
Not only that, I felt like okay, I feel like they like really throw you in the deep end at the beginning as well because like okay, if you've seen the poster, it is literally a chimp or chimp ape. I actually don't know what species he is.
I
And
heard he is Caesar's fifth child.
yeah, they first surprise you about him being an ape, and then immediately they somehow dispel it. And I feel like it's so strange to watch that movie, realizing that it affects you 0% viewing him as an ape, and like him
Yeah.
portraying himself that way did not feel strange.
What this one did this magical job of somehow relating to you no matter where you are in your life or how old you are. Like you're gonna relate to some aspect of the story.
And like also like himself, man. I felt like that was the biggest part
Yes.
of the whole story, like without spoiling anything, is
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
huge focus on his relationship with himself and like how that was harmed and how that was broken and how that was no one else's like I mean like I don't want to say no one else's fault but no one else's like it was still his to fix, like you know what I mean, like it
yep,
was still
yep.
like he still owned it and he still was like authentic about like I like this is how it was affected and this is how I should have like and this is how I reacted.
So this is one of those movies for me too. So I've seen a lot of these. I know it's not totally your style. And we were joking about this. The reason why you didn't want it was one, the trailer did not really sell the movie.
Not even slightly. It does. It's actually one of the worst, I would say, trailer to movie ratios I've seen in a long time. I don't think the trailer is what kept this movie from being great. I think it was a hard sell because it's actually like a really bold idea. And I think it just
Yeah.
has not been paying off yet.
Yeah, people who have not seen it, I'm noticing comments about gimmicky are the words being used, right? Like oh, it's just the same old story
But
that
the
I've
first same old was freaking La La Land, and the second
yeah,
same old was Greatest Showman, and everyone went
yeah.
nuts for those. And it's like I was literally talking about it earlier, where it was just like this is the combination of both those movies, where it felt like the passion of La La Land. Well, and the well, not even okay. This is hard because it's like Greatest Showman was true, but not really.
Like you're saying, you come out of it, you're like, wait, let me look up this story. You're like, ew.
It is that one is a great experience while watching and a terrible experience investigating. The fact that you showed me scene for scene, you had sent me like after we watched it and we talked about like the truthfulness of it, and that you would like you'd send me scenes and you're like word for word, dude. And I'm like, what is going on? And it was like
Yep.
that was, I think, absolutely nuts. And like you said, it was just everything was so methodical, everything was so well thought out, the pacing was unreal, and it wasn't forced.
Life for life, shot for shot, word for word.
I don't think I've ever had a favorite biopic, but here we are.
No, you don't even like true stories, really.
I hate them. I hate them so much.
We would still be in the boat with all of the other people that we're talking to right now, of the ones who are like, I'm not seeing that. That looks
Yes.
that looks dumb.
I like it is like the luckiest thing that could have happened to us was actually having that mystery be that movie because I never would have watched it. I never would have watched it. This is the exact opposite movie that I would care to see. Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes is finally right.
Dude, isn't it super like super up there, right? It's like way high.
Yeah, so we're talking boop. We're going
Right?
90% audience, 88% critic. That's very high for have it flopping the way it is. So this is what bugged me about these reviewers and kind of other comments that I was coming across. And I didn't know this either. So when we were sitting through the movie twice, love the music,
Yeah.
but
Oh my
but
gosh.
coming from Greatest Showman director, I thought there was a lot of influence there from the director. And
Dude.
there was a whole song sequence that I thought this was written for this movie.
Yes.
And then and then I was wrong that it was just an original song of his from 12 like 20 years ago, from 2000.
Yeah, dude.
And this is where it gets me. I think other people are thinking this too, because then the complaints were, what even is this? Like this sounds old. This sounds like you guys, this is a song from 2000 that the guy
It
actually wrote.
sounds like it's from the early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah.
Like it's like 1998. Why does it sound like it's from 1998?
I this seems like a 2000s wannabe song.
It's just written by Robbie Williams.
Dude, and I thought that so that was really cool for me to see like no, he actually wrote music that is still pretty relevant today and sounds pretty good to today's standards, and it fits into the movie amazing. I mean I just started watching reviews on the movie because I was just curious to see what it was getting
Okay, what they say?
and why. So I'm not going to say which channels, but I was so frustrated with the way certain channels were talking about the movie with this idea of oh, it's so unoriginal and boring because this is just the normal, pop star rock, come up from nothing to something kind of story. And I was just like,
Haven't true stories been overdone?
I just thought, yeah, I hate that he shared his own experience and it was kind of like other people, so it's absolutely invalid.
I'm so serious when I think I told you this. There was maybe, and this sounds like critical, but there was maybe perhaps 2.5 minutes of that film that I was like, meh. But it was just meh. It wasn't even like bad. It was just
Oh
like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
and I was like, I could have done without that,
Yeah,
but
didn't
I
need to
still
go there.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's 2.5 minutes of like a over 2 hour film.
And yet the pacing, because of that, you're just zooming from place to place. He does not hang out anywhere in his story where you're like, okay, come on.
Yeah, hurry up.
It is just boom, 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 always just cruising and it's so smooth, like you're saying. So it goes by fast. By the end of the movie, it's like, wait, I kind of don't want this to be over. I want to see one more moment or one more song, or I just want, it's like being at a rock show. It's like being at a show. Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, it was just such a well done movie, and
Mm.
the timing, the pacing of everything, the timing of the jokes, the pacing of like, dude, everything was just unreal.
So that's where we're at, is just absolutely highly 10 out of 10 recommend.
Yes,
I I don't know who or how anyone would have a bad experience with this movie.
I can't.
Unless the date went wrong. Like
I, dude, I feel like I'm watching a cult classic as it's coming out, but it's not supposed to be a cult classic. Like this was supposed to be the most mainstream movie ever, and everyone was just supposed to be cool with it. But it's somehow a cult classic, and I'm like, am I on the ground floor? Like, do I invite 10 friends and they invite 10 friends?